A couple is trekking through the Alps, the tallest and most expansive mountain range in Central Europe. They're experienced hikers, used to avoiding the crowded routes and following quieter, lesser-known trails. Today, that curiosity leads them to cut across a snowy shortcut. Partway through, something unusual catches their attention. A strange brown shape sticks out of the ice. As they approach, the outline becomes unmistakable. It's a body, frozen solid. Assuming they've stumbled on the remains of a climber who met a tragic end, they hurry back to the nearest mountain refuge and report what they found. The owner calls the authorities immediately. No one realizes it yet, but this couple just uncovered one of the oldest mummies ever found. A discovery that will become legendary. This man wasn't a lost mountaineer. He lived over 5,000 years ago in the Copper Age. His body, sealed in ice for millennia, is astonishingly well preserved. He will reveal clues about ancient life, old diseases, and a mystery that still has no definitive answer. 4 days later, a recovery team climbs up to retrieve the frozen body. Using jackhammers and ice picks, they slowly free it from the glacier. It's the body of a man. He's lifted into a rescue bag and flown by helicopter to the village of Vent in Austria. A mortician waits with a hearse, but the corpse doesn't fit in the coffin. They actually have to bend his arms simply to close the lid. The body is then transported to the Institute of Forensic Medicine in Innsbruck, where an archaeologist is brought in. One look is enough. This corpse is ancient, far older than anyone had imagined. It's a naturally preserved, wet mummy, frozen before his tissues and organs could decay. No mummy like this has ever been seen before. Researchers immediately begin examining him. Who was this man? When did he live? And what caused his death? Around the era this man died, early writing systems were just emerging in Mesopotamia and Egypt. Yet the tools we have today allow us to analyze him in incredible detail. The body measures 1.54 meters tall, around 13 kilograms in its dehydrated state. Based on his foot size, he'd wear a modern European size 38. His skin is covered in tattoos, 61 of them. Simple lines and crosses placed at various points around his body. His teeth are heavily worn, his lungs blackened with soot. He had hardened arteries, 3 gallstones, a broken nose, multiple healed rib fractures, and likely knock knees. DNA tests later reveal he had type O positive blood, lactose intolerance, high cholesterol, Lyme disease, and more. Even his belongings are preserved: wooden containers, tools, weapons, and clothing that tell us about life in the Copper Age. Scientists estimate he lay in the ice for more than 5,300 years. He wasn't tall by today's standards. Brown eyes, mid-length brown hair, now completely gone. He wore goat leather leggings, a fur coat, a bearskin cap, and shoes made from leather and woven fibers, stuffed with grass for insulation. He carried a wooden frame backpack filled with his supplies. But this man wasn't casually hiking. He was fleeing. He had traveled from what is now the Vinschgau Valley in South Tyrol. His ancestry traces back even farther, to Anatolia in modern-day Turkey. He had been moving for days. Exhausted, he stopped to rest and pulled 2 birch bark canisters from his pack. Inside were glowing embers wrapped in leaves, an ancient portable fire starter. He ate dried ibex meat in a porridge made of grains. To ease stomach pain caused by whipworm parasites, he chewed bracken fern. Despite its toxicity, he was in bad condition. Fleas crawled in his clothes. His teeth were decaying. One toe showed frostbite, and a fungal infection affected his feet. But his worst injury was a deep cut on his right hand, likely from a recent fight. As he checked his gear, he noticed missing arrows. His bow still worked, but he was trying to make new arrows with worn-down tools. He carried a flint knife, a copper axe, both useful tools and potentially deadly weapons. He had been running from someone, and now they had caught up. A flint arrowhead struck him from behind, penetrating between his shoulder and second rib, slicing an artery. He lost blood rapidly, collapsed, and died at about 46 years old, high in the Ötztal Alps. Millennia passed. Civilizations rose and fell, but the man remained exactly where he fell, sealed in the ice. Today we know him as Otzi. Unlike many ancient mummies, he wasn't ceremonially buried. His life ended violently and abruptly, and his body offers a rare snapshot of his final moments. From his diet, to his illnesses, to the tools he carried, Ötzi gives us details no burial site ever could. Thanks to him, we learned early humans traveled long distances, used copper tools extensively, and battled illnesses like Lyme disease thousands of years earlier than previously known. Otzi has become the most intensively studied mummy on the planet, and researchers continue uncovering new clues about his immune system, his brain, and his final days. Though Austria initially claimed the mummy, a later border check showed he died a few meters inside Italy. Today, Otzi lies in a climate-controlled chamber at the South Tyrol Museum of Archaeology in Bolzano. His preservation requires constant care, -6 degrees Celsius, nearly 100% humidity, and regular sprays of sterile water. Scientists once believed his preservation was a lucky fluke, that a sudden freeze sealed him forever. But now we know the ice around him melted and refroze many times, meaning there could be more prehistoric bodies waiting to be uncovered in the glaciers. More stories frozen in time, more clues about the humans who came before us.